Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so glad you're joining us. If you're currently packing up boxes, loading a moving truck, or maybe you've just unlocked the front door to your brand new home in Missouri, this is exactly what you need. Today, we're putting our complete focus on how to successfully navigate the Missouri Department of Revenue after a big move. We're going to break down the exact step-by-step process you need to seamlessly transfer your driver license and get your vehicle registered.
Are you moving to the Show Me state and feeling overwhelmed about transferring your driver license? Stay with us and we'll show you how to turn this daunting task into a simple, stress-free process. Honestly, dealing with state bureaucracies after a stressful move is enough to give anyone a massive headache. But we're going to look directly at the rules, the strict requirements, and even some little-known exceptions, so you can walk into that license office with absolute confidence.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the ticking clock, gathering your documents, navigating the tests, CDLs and special cases, vehicle registration, and wrap up with a quick conclusion.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the ticking clock, deadlines you need to know.
Timelines are absolutely crucial here. Missing your legal window is the very first major pitfall new residents stumble into. Now, you might be used to a grace period from other states, like 30 or 60 days, but Missouri's statutory framework dictates that standard driver license applications must be initiated immediately upon establishing residency. Boom, right away. On the flip side, if you hold a commercial driver's license, or CDL, you're permitted a strict 30-day window to transfer those credentials. You also have exactly 30 days to title and register any out-of-state vehicles. And here is exactly why those deadlines matter so much. If you fail to comply with that 30-day vehicle titling window, you get hit with financial penalties. A late fee of $25 is slapped on right on the 31st day. And it doesn't stop there. It turns out that penalty increases by another $25 for every single subsequent 30-day period you're late, capping out at a maximum penalty of $200. So getting this done quickly literally protects your wallet.
Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your documents, your armor for the license office.
This phase is like putting on your armor. If you have the right paperwork, you're invincible. If you don't, well, you'll be turned away at the counter. You absolutely must hit these 4 non-negotiable categories. First, proof of identity, like a U.S. passport or a certified birth certificate. Second, proof of lawful status. Third, proof of your social security number, which could be your original, non-laminated card or a W-2. And finally, proof of your Missouri residential address. Oh, and a vital pro tip. If your current legal name doesn't match your identity document, say because of a marriage or divorce, you must bring certified proof of that name change.
Now, a super common pitfall is misunderstanding how many proofs of residency you actually need. It completely depends on the type of card you want. If you just need a standard, non-real ID driver license, you only need one acceptable document. But if you're applying for a real ID, which, let's face it, you'll eventually need to fly domestically, or a CDL, the law requires you to submit 2 separate documents from 2 different sources proving your Missouri address.
And please keep this major trap in mind. A post office box is not acceptable as a residential address. No exceptions. The state defines a residential address as your true fixed principal home. You need to provide documents showing a physical address, things like a current utility bill, a property tax receipt, a voter ID card, or a recent housing rental contract.
Okay, Section 3, navigating the tests, the 184-day rule.
When it comes to testing, I actually found some fantastic news. 184 is your lucky number. To streamline the transition, Missouri uses the 184-day rule. Basically, if you surrender an out-of-state license that is currently valid or has been expired for 184 days or less, the state completely waives both the written knowledge exam and the practical driving skills test. It's a huge relief. However, if your old license has been expired for more than 184 days, well, you'll be treated as a first-time driver and you'll have to pass the full 4-part examination.
Even with the driving and written tests waived, there's still a strict sequence of events for your visit to the license office. First, you gotta physically surrender your out-of-state ID. Second, you must take a mandatory vision screening to make sure you meet state safety benchmarks. Third, you'll have to pass a road sign recognition test to prove you understand Missouri's roadway geography. And finally, you'll pay your fees. Remember, those vision and sign tests are completely mandatory, so definitely be ready for them.
Speaking of fees, let's break down the actual costs so you arrive fully prepared.
Drivers between 18 and 20, or 70 and older, pay $13.50 for a 3-year license. Those right in the middle, between 21 and 69, pay $19.50 for a 6-year license. And a quick heads up I discovered, if you plan to pay by credit or debit card instead of cash or check, the state tacks on a slight convenience fee. It's about 2% plus 25 cents per transaction.
Section 4. CDLs and Special Cases. Keens and Single Credentials.
Got a teen driver in the family? If you're bringing a teenager to Missouri who is under 18 but already has a valid out-of-state license, they don't automatically get a full Missouri license. They have to navigate the Graduated Driver License, or GDL program. They'll receive an intermediate license for $11. Now, this intermediate license comes with some pretty strict driving restrictions, including passenger limits and a curfew, where they cannot drive alone between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., unless it's for school, work, or emergencies.
Also, definitely keep in mind that Missouri enforces a strict single credential policy. This just means you cannot hold an ID or driver license from Missouri and another state at the same time. When you apply, the state uses Form 4788, the Change of Residency Statement. The Department of Revenue systematically notifies your previous state to cancel your old driving privileges and completely invalidate your surrendered ID.
We're in the home stretch. Section 5, Vehicle Registration Bonus, titling your car.
Okay, so you've got your own license sorted out. But remember, you only have that 30-day window to legally bring your car into the state system without facing penalties. Here is the exact documentation you're going to need: the out-of-state title signed over to you, a signed application for Missouri Title, which is Form 108, your current insurance card, and a paid personal property tax receipt. You also generally need a safety inspection that's less than 60 days old. However, and this is an amazing tip we found in the rules, you are totally exempt from the safety inspection if your vehicle is less than 11 years old and has under 150,000 miles.
Now, there is a very specific rule here that frequently trips up new residents. In Missouri, vehicle titling and registration are legally linked to local personal property tax compliance. So to get your plates, you must prove you're squared away with your county taxes. Since you are a new resident and likely didn't owe property taxes in Missouri last year, you absolutely must obtain a statement of non-assessment from your new county assessor's office. Do not skip this step. The DMV won't be able to process your registration without it.
Finally, Section 6, our conclusion and disclaimer.
Moving to a new state brings a mountain of paperwork. But as we've seen today, it's entirely manageable. Let's recap your stress-free roadmap. First, gather the absolute right documents before you ever leave your house. Second, beat those immediate and 30-day deadlines. And third, brush up on your road signs and bring your glasses, because you will be taking those vision and sign tests right at the counter. With this knowledge, you are fully equipped to conquer the DMV.
As always, we have to share our professional disclaimer. While this explainer is built directly from the latest source material and is accurate to the best of our knowledge today, state laws and administrative regulations can and do change. Please verify all current requirements, fees, and forms directly with the Missouri Department of Revenue or consult a legal expert if you have a highly specific situation.
Now, we want to hear from you. What part of moving to Missouri is stressing you out the most right now? Is it gathering the right documents, or maybe finding the county assessor for that property tax waiver? Ask your questions and share your own experiences in the comments below. It's a fantastic way to help out fellow focus learners who are making the exact same transition. Thanks for learning with today's explainer, and we will see you on the next one.